Hi, Dr. Greg Oliver here. Today I want to go over why we gain weight and find it hard to both lose it and keep it off. The reason 80% of us struggle to lose weight and keep it off and seem to easily gain weight is because we are not treating the problem correctly. We also have the wrong perception of what is causing our weight gain and how to lose the weight. Being overweight is a disease, as I mentioned earlier. It's not a simple problem, and it's not your fault that you struggle with this issue. We're genetically programmed to make body fat. We got these genes from our ancestors who had to make fat to survive. Thousands of years ago, before food was plentiful and readily available and easily stored, our ancestors hunted, climbed, dug, scrounged for food pretty much every day. When they caught an animal or found a grove of fruit or vegetables, they would eat it all and put on body fat to use until they found their next meal. If they ran out of food in an area, they just picked up and moved on, searching for more to eat. They expended large amounts of energy and calories just to find the next drink of water and food to sustain them. Our ancestors were fat-making machines in order to survive. Now, we've inherited those same genes, but we no longer need them to survive. Yet we're still fat-making machines in an environment that provides way too many calories. Now, food is everywhere. It also tastes pretty good. Markets and restaurants line our streets. Food can be passed through our car window or delivered right to our house. So we expend nearly 0 calories to collect and eat our food. Current food sources are calorie dense, and 2,000 calories can easily fit in our hand in one sandwich. Our lives are now sedentary, and we spend vast amount of time sitting and working from our desk and computer. The world comes to us on TV, cell phones, computers, iPads, and screens. Streaming and social media takes up a great deal of our day. So gaining body fat has gone from a survival mechanism to a disease state. Since I developed my 5-factor plan for myself in 2002, I've treated thousands of patients with weight problems and have been fortunate enough to participate in their life-enhancing transformation. Look, I understand where you are. I know how you feel. I know personally what it takes to lose that weight and keep it off. And I utilize every tool in the toolbox as a doctor to assist myself and my patients. Look, there is no magic pill, shot, supplement, exercise device, or cure for this problem. But when we treat all 5 factors of this disease, consistent, sustained, fairly rapid, and lifelong weight loss can be achieved. Let me tell you what those 5 factors are. Diet, exercise, metabolic adjustment, hormone optimization, and psychological strengthening. You know, there are lots of diets out there, and when you go on one, even a great one, you're only treating one factor. So you'll lose some weight, then you'll gain it back. If you've ever started an exercise program, you can certainly lose some weight, but you'll probably gain it back. If you take a drug, a medication, a shot, a pill, supplement, you can certainly lose weight, but will gain it back over time. If you improve your hormone balance, you can lose some weight, but again, will gain it back over time. If you work a psychological program, you can lose weight, but will gain it back over time. All 5 factors must be evaluated and treated for your body to become an efficient, fat-burning machine and keep the weight off for life. Does what I'm talking about in any way sound like your past experiences? It was for me. Let me go over the 5 factors of medical weight loss treatment in more detail, and then in upcoming videos, I'm going to focus on the science, application, and take a deeper dive into the details of the 5 factors and how you can apply them to your own life. So let's start with factor 1, diet. If we don't change our nutrition and our eating behaviors, we'll be unable to change our body fat percentage and body weight. What we eat is responsible for our weight. You already know this. Diets of Americans and literally people worldwide have been becoming heavier in carbohydrates and unhealthy fats. They're loaded with sugar-based foods. They also contain too many highly processed foods. Our eating schedule is poor, and we eat too many calories in a single meal, usually toward the end of the day. And then throughout the day, we snack on high calorie, high sugar foods. Our days are busy, so we grab things when we can. We drink too many calories and use food for many reasons other than nutrition. I plan to teach you from both my personal and medical experience how to make the necessary changes without throwing out the pleasure we get from eating. It certainly is a pleasurable experience of life. The second factor is exercise. But let's first define what exercise is, as most people have their own definition of what exercise is to them. Exercise involves two components. One, physical exertion. Body movement must elevate the heart rate, engage the muscles, and challenge the body beyond its normal activity state. The second factor is intentionality. Unlike incidental physical activity like walking to the car, exercise is done deliberately for health and physical purposes. Exercise involves cardiovascular endurance, muscular strengthening and endurance, flexibility, and balance coordination. Exercise is distinct from our usual daily movement in that it is purposeful, it is structured, and includes activity that accelerates our metabolism and burns extra calories. Now that you know what exercise involves, being busy doesn't fit the definition. We have to start out slowly and gradually increase both the duration and the intensity of exercise over time. We need to match what exercise we do with our current health and functional status so we don't injure or damage our body and its systems. What we do physically is about our body size and shape. Getting a health and medical evaluation and even a bit of training from an exercise trainer or health coach makes for a good start. If you're currently exercising, learn to advance your activity in a steady and gradual way. Factor 3 is metabolic adjustment. This factor considers your current metabolic functions based on your medical history, family medical history, detailed blood testing, and physical exam. Once I evaluate a patient and I understand a patient's current metabolic status, I can utilize things like medications, supplements, and lifestyle techniques to enhance the metabolic activity and function of their body. I focus on things like enhanced fuel burning, reducing insulin resistance, improving digestive function, appetite control, and energy production. Medications can be used such as phentermine, phendimetrazine, the GLP-1s like semaglutide and tirzepatide, metformin, topiramate, sermorelin, naltrexone, and several other peptide therapies can be utilized for specific metabolic improvements. Supplements can be helpful in certain situations, and these supplements would be things like berberine, aloe, fiber, DHEA, vitamins, and others of specific adjustments. By using these medications and supplements as tools in our 5-factor treatment plan, we can get our metabolism functioning at optimal levels, helping to turn our body into a fat-burning machine. The 4th factor is hormone optimization. Our hormones are messengers to every cell of our body. If there's an excess or deficiency of any of these hormones, our body won't perform at its peak. I test things like thyroid functions, lipid levels, blood chemistries, and organ functions, insulin levels, cortisol levels, estrogen, progesterone, FSH, testosterone, both for males and females, and if abnormal, I treat them accordingly. I then monitor and adjust treatment to optimize our body functions. The 5th factor is psychological. I evaluate for 6 psychological issues that contribute to overweight syndrome and obesity. Using a verified obesity psychologic screener, I can determine the significance of any of these 6 issues and what they have on a person's weight struggles. The 6 psychological concerns we screen for and how significant each may actually be affecting us are: number 1, commitment; number 2, discomfort of calorie reduction and change; number 3, inner control, some people call this willpower; 4, perfectionism; 5, stress eating; and 6, secondary gain, when there's a reason to be obese. Once I know the psychological issues, I can use a personalized and custom online cognitive behavioral treatment plan designed by an obesity psychologist colleague of mine. Now, I've just outlined for you how I lost weight and kept it off, and how I assist my patients in my busy clinic to do the same for themselves. By watching my videos and interacting with me when you want, you'll have a weight loss physician in your corner who spent the last 24 years assisting patients in achieving what I call their best weight. I will teach, advise, guide, and challenge you to once and for all take total control of your body and your body's size and weight. I invite you to subscribe to my channel to learn how to, as we say in our office, become forever thin. My future videos will dig deeply into each of these 5 factors and the details within each of them. So thanks for watching. Tune in for my next training video. And until then, what we say in our office is live lean, live long, and live to the fullest. Bye now.